Hello, my name is Brian D. Meeks. Welcome to Snark Town. Tonight we're continuing reading Chapter 16 of my satire, Underwood, Scotch, and Rye. And we start off with the best character, Maltese. Maltese found a spot on Arthur's chest, which was fine. He didn't mind. It was hard to tell what time it was, and opening the old peepers to check seemed like a terrible idea. The soft purr was a great way to start the day. The bat on the nose, though, was a bit of a surprise. I didn't see that coming. Good morning, tiny fuzzy one. Do you want something? Meow, Maltese said in perfect cat. I can only assume that means feed me because I've just gotten up and there's a nap on my schedule for which I'd rather not be late. Maltese stood, stretched, and walked out of the bedroom. The light leaking across the hardwood floor was warm. It looked unfamiliar. Arthur checked the clock. 6:40 a.m. Why would you get me up at this horrible hour? Maltese didn't answer, but sat by his bowl. He was as still as a raven on a bust above a chamber door. You will be getting me out of bed at this hour, nevermore, Arthur said. Arthur poured the food in the bowl and changed the water. Morning and he had never been friends. He didn't feel hung over, but a night off from drinking wasn't treating him as well as he might have liked. His internal voice wanted to know when they were going to the bar. Just bringing up the subject, especially in a rare state of micro-sobriety, was more than disturbing. It was telling. He wasn't proud of his daily alcohol consumption, but his sentiment didn't rise to the level of shame either. There had always been a part of him that suspected this day might come. How long can one be miserable before it loses its appeal? The first day wasn't the problem, but he knew there was a fair amount of unpleasantness coming if he should choose to ignore the wishes of his mind and body. They would likely retaliate. He feared self-confrontation. Come on, Arthur, change the subject. You did something yesterday that was worth thinking about. Of course, I mean the writing. But with the goth girl, there was sort of... But that with the goth girl was sort of neat too. Let's think about them. Not the tiny glass and the delightful sound of the ice cubes being dropped to the bottom. Don't romanticize it. Call it what it is. A life distraction. He almost called Eric, but it was only 7 o'clock. The coffee pot, which hadn't been used in a long time, seemed inviting. There wasn't any coffee or filters. Maltese had finished eating and curled up on the couch to nap. Bastard. He had to leave, go somewhere, do something. Arthur fixed his mind on the idea of grocery shopping. Are groceries open now? He thought. It didn't matter. That was where he was heading. They were closed. Maybe he would just wait. By 10 o'clock, his refrigerator had filled to a level that was satisfying to regard. Arthur stood with the door open, something that would not have gone unnoticed by his mother were she within a 10-mile radius. All that food, and yet he didn't have much of an appetite. Maltese was interested in some attention, so Arthur picked up the cat. With feline and phone in hand, he eased into the chair that had been a faithful companion since he signed his first book deal. There was still an internal battle going on, and his mind was making a convincing argument for libations. He needed a distraction. The phone had just such a distraction. He hadn't opened it before, so he hit the app that Wynne had decided he needed. The instructions were clear, and he started to play. The first level was easy, and he had to admit, fun. Level 2 wasn't bad either, but he was soon playing level 8 and got stumped, but for only a minute. Maltese went to sleep on his lap and only looked up briefly when the phone rang. Arthur said, "Lou, how are you doing?" "Did I wake you?" "Always a reasonable assumption, and I may be on the cusp of a nap, but no. I was just sitting here messing with avian angst." There was quiet and a squeal. "You mean angry birds." "I got one of your jokes," she said. Arthur could feel the rays of smile shine coming through the phone. "I'll need to try harder to be obscure." "Do you love it?" "I don't hate it." "I'm glad." "So how can I help you?" "I just wanted to see how you were doing. Have you tweeted today?" "Don't you follow me on Twitter?" "On Twitter?" "Yes." "So you know the answer to that, don't you?" "Okay, you caught me." "You're right to be concerned, and I should probably keep trying to figure out why all the kids are so excited about social media." "You need any help?" "I really don't want to walk all the way to the office, though. I can't believe that in 1 week I've become one of those people who works on weekends. I hate those people." "So you're thinking you need to go into the office, but you would rather not?" "That about sums it up." "You know, I was reading a blog post the other day. It was really interesting. I think you might like it. It seems, and